Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Ian, I'm a software engineer at a company in London, and on this channel I try to inspire you in your journey as a software engineer. I know that this topic doesn't relate only to software engineers, but it's something which affects a lot of people in general. The imposter syndrome struck me at the beginning of my career as a software engineer. This was because I was comparing myself with other developers, and I thought that my work is not good enough, and I didn't provide enough results for the company. Although I was working hard trying to keep up with the team, I still had the impression that my work doesn't count. Seeing how fast my colleagues were going through the issues and tickets for all the projects we had, and how slow I was going through them, I thought that I'm a fraud, and I shouldn't be there, shouldn't provide any work as a software engineer. I was really fortunate with the team because they were quite supportive, and they told me that my work is really good and I should keep up with the work and learn more if it's needed. They will give me enough time to develop. At that moment I didn't know what was the issues exactly, so I started to research a little bit on this topic, trying to figure out what was my problem actually. A few searches later, and imposter syndrome popped up as the perfect fit for what I was looking for. Simply put, the imposter syndrome reflects the lack of confidence in your abilities and your work, which makes you think that you shouldn't be where you are at the moment. This happens to a lot of people who are at the beginning of their journey in a new industry, mainly because they have hard time to find good feedback and to receive good feedback for their work. For example, I see a lot of new software engineers who are starting a job and work on a real project with the team, and they look at what they are doing others, and they start to lose their confidence in their abilities, although they have studied quite a lot, and they have some project on which they work quite hard, and they have the good understanding for the new project they are working on. These small insecurities over time, they are growing to bigger fears, which makes the person to overthink and underperform, and this will reflect in their work, basically making their fear growing even more. So what causes all these insecurities and fears? First will be the lack of passion and drive into this new field of activity you're into. Usually if you're passionate enough, you have the drive to push yourself into delivering the best work you can. If you're not passionate enough, then your motivation will decrease, and basically will make you ask if you're in the right industry, if you're doing the right thing, and this is giving you some pleasure. Personally, I'm extremely passionate about problem solving and creating applications from scratch. This gives me the drive to push myself, motivate, wake up every single day writing the best code I can, and learning as much as I can, so I can give the best value to the company I'm working, and to build the best project I ever can. But although I'm passionate, I still have sometimes this feeling of being an imposter. So why is that? That happens because of the second reason, which is that we are comparing with others. Usually when we are comparing to others, we are looking only at their end result without seeing the full effort and the struggle they had while making the projects or whatever work they've done. This makes us believe that others can do the work we are supposed to do flawlessly, without any issues, without having to think too much about it, and in the end that transferred to us as not being good enough, which in most of the cases is not true. Even the seniors and the more experienced teammates you have, they have the same struggles as you do as a beginner. So don't worry about too much, do the best as you can do, and don't compare yourself with others, especially if they're at a different level than you. A better thing you can do is to shadow them, learn from them, and see how they are doing and trying to improve yourself. Not comparing with them, but learning from them. That's a totally different shift of view, which will make you being more confident, and you'll do more work, more productive, and you'll get rid of this imposter syndrome. This leads me to the third cause of the imposter syndrome, which in my point of view is quite important, and you should do this as much as you can, and that being asking for more feedback. I know that a lot of people who are suffering from the imposter syndrome, usually they are afraid of asking for feedback because they don't want to have a confirmation of their fears. And if they ask and receive a good feedback, they are still not confident and think that that feedback is just something the management is saying to make them feel better. Asking for more feedback will give you a better understanding of the level you are at, the right level, not the one you think you are, and the ways you can improve your workflow and your skills in order to provide more values to the company and feel less of a fraud or an imposter. Asking for feedback directly from my manager helped me to overcome the imposter syndrome because they offered me a constructive feedback which made me realize my true potential and my true value, and they give me a purpose which I should follow and get the best out of myself. Since the beginning of my career as a software engineer, I tried to overcome this imposter syndrome, and I was doing that by trying not to compare myself with others. This was one of the hardest thing to do because when you look to others for inspiration, usually you tend to compare yourself, but I tried to bring the level to their level to my level so that I can compare to their work with my knowledge and tried to learn as much as possible from their knowledge. The second thing I'm doing is trying to ask as much feedback as possible from different people, from my management, from my coworkers, and trying to gather as much information about the way I'm doing my work so I can evolve and offer as much values as possible. Asking for a lot of feedback helped me to understand that my work is valuable and what I'm doing is not the best at the best yet, but it's on the right track, and at some point after some years of experience I'll be at in a greater place than I was up to this point. And the last thing I was doing, I start to give more credit to my work. This is something you should do as well. Give credit to your work because your work is good enough and will improve over the time, and you don't have to be so harsh on yourself. So increase your confidence in your work by giving yourself the credit you deserve. You worked hard for the project you've built. You've worked hard. You've put time and effort to learn the skills, and now you need to be happy and enjoy your results. With all this being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and this information will help you overcome the imposter syndrome. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. And until next time, see you and peace.